Hi, g'day everybody. Namaste. Dan Alder here and welcome back to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras for the new millennium. Today we're going to have a look at the second sutra in the first chapter. And I believe that this is the single most important sutra in the entire text because this sutra is where Patanjali defines precisely what he means by the word yoga. So let's have a look at it. Patanjali defines yoga as mind, fluctuation, cessation. So Sutra 2 is yoga is mind, fluctuation, cessation. Let's cut to Sri for a second, and he is going to enunciate this line here for us. This is the individual breakdown of the words in the sutra. So over to you, Sri.
Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha.
Thanks, mate. Beautiful. And I'm going to have a go at saying the sutra as a whole. Yogash chitta vritti nirodhaha. And so this literally translates as yogaha, yoga. Chitta loosely translates as mind, vritti as fluctuation, nirodha as cessation. So let's take a moment to have a look at each of those words separately. The first word, yoga, is defined by mind, fluctuation, cessation. Chitta, mind. It's only an English approximation of the word, and we're going to have a deeper look at that in just a second. Vritti, I have translated as fluctuation. So the fluctuations of your mind, the comings and goings of your thoughts and your emotions and other things. Vritti could also be interpreted as the movements of your mind, or even the behavior or patterns of your mind. And then nirodha, cessation, to bring to stillness. So let's look at the word chitta in a bit more detail. Here's a diagram of chitta, and there are 4 aspects of chitta. Now, you'll know from your own experience that within your head there is some knowledge. It could be wrong knowledge, could be right knowledge, but within your experience at all times, there's some type of knowing about what is happening. There's also an emotion going on inside of your head. It's happy or sad, and all sorts of other emotions. And of course, there is you. You are in your head. This is what we call the ego. Now, the other aspect of chitta is chitta. So in my own head, I think of all 4 aspects together as being big chitta, and I think of the single aspect of chitta as little chitta. Now, little chitta is the place in our mind where sensory inputs are revealed to the other aspects of mind. So your sensory inputs are from touch, from sight, from sound, from taste, and from smell. And so these senses appear in the mind through the doorway of chitta. And once they are revealed in the chitta, they get drawn on by the intellect, buddhi, they get drawn on by the emotions, mana, and they get drawn on by the ego, ahamkara. And so the intellect creates knowledge out of these raw inputs, the emotions create emotions out of the raw inputs, and the ego creates stories out of these raw inputs. But these aspects also feed back into the citta. So the knowledge that the buddhi created gets fed back into the citta as a raw input. And so the buddhi can once again draw on that raw input in the same way that it fed into it. And so you can get a feedback loop. Yeah? So we can create knowledge about the knowledge that we just created. And we can have emotional reactions about the emotions that we're having. And we all know that the ego will create stories about the stories, about the stories. And so each of these aspects of mind is causal to and resulting from fluctuations. And so yoga, as Patanjali has defined it, is bringing the fluctuations to stillness. That is to say that no more knowledge exists, there are no emotions, and there are no stories. Just for a little while. Okay, I hope you've got a little understanding about what citta is and why we sort of translate that as mind, because the citta are 4 aspects that happen within one mind. All right. Now, this diagram and a more thorough explanation of citta is found in this book that Shri and myself have recently written. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy of that, just go to my website and in your own time, grab yourself a copy. Okay, so yoga is mind fluctuation cessation. Now I want to bring up another word, samadhi. Samadhi translates as stillness or accomplishment. So samadhi is bringing the mind to stillness, or it is the accomplishment of having done so. So this chapter, the first chapter of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, is called Samadhipada. And so the word yoga, mind fluctuation cessation, and the word samadhi, stillness or accomplishment of having brought the mind to stillness, are interchangeable with each other. So one has yoga when one accomplishes samadhi. All right, I'm going to leave it there now, everybody. I hope you've got a little better understanding of what Patanjali's second Yoga Sutra is. And if you need to, leave a question in the comments down below, and perhaps even leave me a like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to. And in the next video, we'll be looking at the third sutra, which tells us what happens as a result of being able to bring the mind's fluctuations to stillness. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. Have an awesome day. Bye.